So, crypto is looking pretty darn good today. Bitcoin is coming up. Altcoins are pumping. So the question is, did you buy the dip? If so, congratulations. If you didn't, is it too late? Well, let's discuss. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, articles, and guides at CryptosRUs.com. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know you guys are feeling good. I'm feeling good. You know, my buys from the last few days turned out to be fantastic. I'm looking at my portfolio. I'm not all the way back yet to my previous high from, a few days ago, but it's getting pretty darn close. And I think a lot of you guys that took advantage of, what happened the last few days, you took advantage of the opportunity, the gift that was presented. Well, you're feeling pretty darn good right now, right? Name of the game is to ignore the FUD. There's always going to be FUD. There's always going to be people that's driving FUD. There's always going to be miserable people that is trying to make you feel as miserable as themselves, right? But the key thing is you just got to pay attention to what's really going on. And once you do, and you truly understand why Bitcoin is at where it's at and why altcoins are going up, then you'll realize that this short-term volatility is really, really silly. It's really silly and is so early. All right, so you can see Bitcoin is coming back up, 43.7 right now. It hit 44 before. Let's see if it could crack 44 and go beyond. But, the name of the game right now, of course, is the altcoins. Okay? Market cap above 2 trillion once again. Bitcoin dominance has fallen below 41% again. And just take a look at these gains, right? Even if you went conservative and you bought something like Ethereum, well, you know what? You're up 7%. Cardano fans, 9%. Okay, Solana up 13%, Polkadot 14%, Avalanche 25%, Terra Luna 28%. What did I tell you guys about Terra? I told you guys don't sleep on Terra. It's been way too stagnant for way too long, up a staggering 29%, and their mainnet is coming around the corner. I mean, their new update. And Avalanche, I told you guys, it's following the same footsteps as Solana. And it's the only one that didn't go down. Even with the last few days, it kept going up, and it's going to form a new high. One of my new favorite projects, Algorand, is up 13%. Look at Cosmos. Told you guys don't sleep on Cosmos either, up 24%. I mean, today's just a good day. Tezos, even project that I don't really hold on to, 18%, right? There's just a lot of good movers. Even Axie Infinity up 20%, Near Protocol 14%, even Neo's joining in the game. Arweave, told you guys about Arweave. Told you guys that out of all the decentralized storage plays, you got to go with Arweave, not Sidecoin, not Filecoin, not storage. Arweave up a good 36% today. Phantom, another one, 22% today. Right? Literally every single one that I told you guys I bought, and I'm not trying to brag, but these are the ones that I've said. They're network protocols. They have a lot of momentum, right? They're going to come up really fast, and they have been, right? This is why DCA, buying the dips, works. And the beauty of it all is my portfolio, even though the dollar amount is not back to its previous high, but in terms of BTC value, it is actually at all-time high because Bitcoin is still below 44,000. Yet a lot of these altcoins are near their previous levels already, and some have even broken through their previous highs. So I've actually gained on Bitcoin, and that's the point of having altcoins. The point of having altcoins is to gain on Bitcoin, so you could actually accumulate more Bitcoins, right? The long-term 10, 20, 30, 50 years out, to be honest, altcoins, you don't know if they're going to be around. They may be replaced with better versions of altcoins. The one true crypto that is not going to go away is Bitcoin, right? But to gain on Bitcoin, to accumulate more Bitcoin, besides just buying Bitcoin outright, well, is buying altcoins, because we know the good ones move much faster. They move at a multiple of Bitcoin's growth. And there's some exciting stuff happening, which is why they're growing so fast, right? So congratulations for those of you guys that stuck with it, bought a dip. It's still early. Today is like this afternoon to tonight is really the only, it's only been a few hours of recovery, right? So I did tell you guys that this week I anticipate, because of options and futures expiration and the max pain price being at 44,000, I anticipate we're just probably going to hover around 44,000, right? I told you guys that, coming up the last few days, we had a bit of a scare, I guess, right? That's why the greed and the fear and greed index actually dropped to 21. I believe I showed you guys this yesterday. And whenever fear drops so low, it's usually a good bottom, a good buying opportunity. And of course, I told you guys about Evergrande, and I just said, you know what? I don't think China's going to let that get out of hand. And this morning, now you see all these analysts say, oh, it's not a big deal anymore. Well, I called that a few days ago, and I was like, you just put two and two together. It makes sense. China's not going to let it go belly up and become a Lehman Brothers type of thing, right? So you add all this together, and then, of course, all the metrics, that Bitcoin is going to continue on, right? So that is why I decided to take advantage, and things are coming up. And if they continue forward after Friday, after expirations and options, options and futures expiration, we could see that pressure lifted and Bitcoin and the market continue to climb and get back to its previous high and beyond, right? So that's coming. October is coming, right? There's a lot of excitement coming, so I'm looking forward to that. And you guys should too. All right, tonight there's not a whole lot. It's more of, okay, let's look at what's doing well. I'm going to do DCA tonight because it's Wednesday, and I've told you guys I was going to do DCA. So I got to pick another coin, but before I get to that, there's only a few things I want to cover. Number one, and on CryptosRUs.com, I've been telling you guys this, right? I believe we are the only ones that covered this. I didn't see this posted anywhere. For those of you guys that are Ripple fans, okay, big development, not in a good way. So one of the things that Ripple was trying to argue is that the SEC and their employees may be counter trading Ripple based on the fact that they know that that they're being sued by them or going to be sued by them, before. So they were asking the court or the judge to reveal trading data or holding data from employees from the SEC. And it was actually a unique strategy, but unfortunately it got turned down. This New York judge said no, that has nothing to do with the fact that Ripple sold XRP as security, so he shut that down. But, it would have been interesting if they were granted that, and then they were able to see Gensler and his boys, whether or not they were counter trading XRP because of this lawsuit. And if they saw that and they could prove that, then wow, that would be devastating for SEC and the case, right? So I would say it's not a surprise that the judge denied this, because if the judge allowed it and it turned out that they were doing that, that would have been really, really bad. Really, really bad. So unfortunately, this one battle was lost, but I'm still hopeful. I'm still rooting for Ripple because I don't want the SEC to get too powerful and start suing everyone and this and that, right? So I do wish that Ripple actually wins this lawsuit, and then it'll calm down the SEC at least a little bit. So I'm rooting for that. But anyways, so there's that. But also I just want to let you guys know, of course, CryptosRUs.com has a lot of news, articles, and guides. So make sure you check it out. At the very least, sign up for the Holders Herald, which is a bi-weekly newsletter that'll give you and keep you informed of everything that's going on in the industry and all the articles that's posted. So make sure you subscribe. It's absolutely free. And just want to let you guys know, a brand new off the blockchain store, the latest apparel, the hottest apparel, the only place you buy crypto stuff, and the only place you can buy We're All George merchandise. So check it out too. All right. The only other thing I want to talk about before I can do Q&A is this. I tweeted this, and I think a lot of you guys took this too literally, and you're not supposed to. So I heard this from a famous entrepreneur, and this really hit me. And I'm going to explain why this hit me, and hopefully it hits you guys too in the right way. Okay? So imagine there's two people standing in a donut shop, and the donut shop is giving out free donuts. One person who's determined to get the donut, he stands in line. He's waiting. He's willing to stand in line for 30 minutes for that donut. The other person is like, no, I want the free donut, but you know what? I don't have the patience to stand in line, right? I see the line is 30 minutes. It's not worth it for me. So I'm just going to opt out, right? So I asked what type of person you are. Now, most people looking at this, and I even asked family members, they immediately go to, well, you know what? I could buy a donut for $1, right? So I'm not going to waste my time in line for 30 minutes for a donut. No, that's not the point of this. This is analogy, okay? This is basically whether or not you're going to be successful or not successful. Successful people, it could be investors, entrepreneurs, they see the target. In this case, it's the donut. But for them, the target is, well, I'm going to attain financial freedom. I'm going to make life-changing wealth, or I'm going to start a business. I'm going to do this or that. They have the target, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get to that target, okay? They're not going to be distracted by, in this case, a line. They're going to have the patience to see it through, okay? So there's person A and person B. People that want to be successful, that want to be entrepreneurs, they want to be great crypto investors, but they're not willing to have the patience to do so or put in the work. In this case, simply waiting in line because they think it's just too difficult. It's not worth their time. So they basically give up their goals, right? So this is why it hit me, because really that's what it's all about. Everyone that I ask this, they take it literally like, oh yeah, I'm not going to waste my time 30 minutes. But if you think about it, that's just how it is. Entrepreneurs, it doesn't matter if you want to be what I'm doing, a YouTuber, a TikToker or whatever, or you're starting a business, or you're doing a side hustle, right? You have that goal and you set your sights on it and you continue forward. And the same thing with crypto, right? If you're investing in Bitcoin, you're investing into altcoins, you got to have the patience and you got to stick it through. This volatility can cause a lot of people to get out, right? So you have to be determined and be patient, and then you'll succeed. But for people that want a free donut right away, not willing to wait and not willing to put in the work, well, they're never going to be successful. They're never going to achieve what they want, right? So this is why this hit me really hard. And I honestly believe this is the case, right? So hopefully I'm helping you guys become person A, right? To stay focused and to continue to focus on Bitcoin and altcoins and sticking it through and making sure you ignore the FUD and making sure that you're in it for long haul and you're going to attain your goal of financial freedom or life-changing wealth or life-changing wealth, depending on what you're looking for, right? So that was the whole point to this, okay? But I thought, I was reading through the comments, no one got that. No one got that at all. But I just want to point that out there. All right, let's see. Maybe before I get in DCA and Q and A, anything I missed scrolling up? All right. Yes, I'm seeing the comments. People are still taking this literal. All right. New member JTS, appreciate it. Someone keeps trying to shill Parabis. That's the second super chat. Okay. Heard Kathy Woods talking about Engine today. What are your thoughts on it? I like Engine. I'm just really surprised she would be talking about Engine, which is an NFT play. And they're much more. They have their side chain. They have a full chain. They have a marketplace. They're fantastic. They're fantastic. XCAD. No, I have not, Ryan. Unfortunately, I have not. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they do. Probably a very small cap project. It looks like it. So I'm just going to skip for now, Ryan. I'm going to skip for now. All right. Now, before I get in Q&A, let's do some DCA. So, portfolio that I built with you guys a few months ago, right? It's still up 60% within the last 30 days. That's kind of surprising. No, it's not 30%. 1%. I'm sorry. I was reading 30-day and I thought 30%. I'm like, wow, that's impressive. No, it is still up in the last 30 days, despite the past few days, which brought things down about 10% in the last 7 days. Well, even if you stretch out a little bit longer for the last 30 days, it's still up 1%, right? So that's pretty darn good. Of course, the profit is not at the record high, but keep in mind, I've only started out with $5,000, so this is still about double. Even though I added a few $100s, it's close enough. So, what should I buy this week? Looking at the last 7 days, some surprising things stick out. For example, Cosmos for the last 7 days is still up 24%. Illuvium, which is an NFT play to earn game that's about to come out, still up. Ecomi is still up 26%. So there are some that are just fantastic, right? And there are some like Solana, even though it's red, it's down barely, about 5%. So what do I want to DCA into today? You know what? There's one project that I do like that I haven't added yet. So I'm going to add them, and that is Phantom. I actually like Phantom. I think they kind of move just like Harmony, and they're EVM compatible chain, and it's a project I told you guys a lot about. And unfortunately, I didn't add them before because I just didn't have enough money for this portfolio. So keep in mind, $100 every Wednesday. So that's what I'm going to do. So what is Phantom at? Let's take a look. Phantom, I think I just covered at the beginning. They had a big recovery today. Where are they? 21%. See, if I did this yesterday, it would have been a lot better. But if you're going DCA on a schedule, you just got to stick with it no matter what. If it's up and down, you just stick with it. So $100 a Phantom, what is that? Let's do 100 divided by 124. That's about 80.64. So that's what I'll add. Oop, I don't want a new portfolio. No. New transaction. Let's just deposit FTM. Quantity 80.64. Time today. Right now. Yes, done. There you go. So, for those of you guys that are new to this, I built this out, in front of you guys as a portfolio that I think is a pretty good starting point for those of you guys that are starting out, right? I start with 5,000, started adding $100 every week, right? And we'll continue to do this, and we'll see where it ends up at the end of the year, right? So I think this is going to be tremendous. I think this could be at $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 by the end of the year. Remember, the last 3 months, very explosive. So even though it may not look that impressive at $10,000 right now, even though it pretty much doubled, wait until this figure hits $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, right? So I'm going to prove to you guys that DCA, even with a small amount every single week, works. All right, guys, let's do some Q&A. All right. William liked my phrase, wife changing wealth. Trick. Porsche 911, hodl while driving, 0.9 BTC was 1 BTC, had DCA UK. I don't know what you just said, but great. If you're driving or if you own a Porsche 911, congratulations. The Chonger, thanks for being you. Let's see. From Randall, you are amazing. Your motivation is appreciated. I appreciate that. Thank you. Someone asked about Ecomi. Yes, I think they're doing good. I'm glad to see them recover. I think they're going to do better when they move to Ethereum, which should be coming up pretty soon. Tony, thank you. Plan B is scary accurate. How did they do it? Hey, he's using his model. He's just throwing out predictions based on his stock to flow, and so far it's looking pretty darn good. And if it continues forward, his prediction is is a telling story of what's to come. 63,000 by the end of October. I think it was like 90 something by end of November and 135 by December. I'm looking forward to that. Imagine Bitcoin being at $135,000. Okay, not only is that a staggering amount, imagine where the altcoins will be when Bitcoin is at $135,000. Just take a second to think about that. XCAT is good. You should check it out. Social token. I don't like social tokens. I think social tokens is old school now. In fact, because they've been replaced by NFTs. So, I don't know. I don't know what social tokens. I don't really hear any of them get popular, but NFTs are getting really popular. So, Poker has a big NFT event going on. What's your opinion on Poker Project? Very promising. Small cap, but I've covered them before. I'm going to cover them in the future again. But they came out with a crypto that's not only used for poker, but really anything. But they're coming out with their own game, and they got some big endorsements already, some big partnerships. They look promising. Average Joe says, I up my Solana position. Congratulations. Steve says, I might take Dave Ramsey advice and eat beans and rice so I can buy crypto. Hey, you do whatever it takes, right? Rule number 1 to investing is never invest more than what you can afford to lose. So that means you need to have cash on the side. If you're investing crypto with your credit card, with a loan, with some kind of debt, and that's not good, right? So you gotta hustle. You gotta, be frugal, or you get a side job or something like that, right? That's how you get in the game. To be able to invest, you gotta have the money. Electroneum, yeah, I'm just kind of neutral on them. They're really for the unbanked, but they haven't really made a lot of traction. Floyd says Hedera is the future. Okay. Why is VET so quiet? That's like asking, why is it raining today? It just is until it's not. What do you think about Moon River? I don't know. I don't know what I think about Moon River. I know it's used to bring dApps aboard Kusama, but I don't know what I think of them. Seaweed. I know you're trolling, man, but I find it funny. All right. What did I miss? Floyd says something about Hedera again, I think. Hold on, I gotta scroll up. I missed some stuff here. Hedera has more daily transactions than the top 10 coins combined. Even if that was true, okay, that doesn't really mean much. There's a lot of transactions that's just like bot activity or worthless transactions. That doesn't mean a whole lot. But I find that hard to believe. But anyways, if it's true, great. There's nothing wrong with Hedera. If you believe in it, continue to hold it and buy it. There's no need to try to push everyone into it. I know I asked about Planet Watch the other day, but looks profitable perhaps. Runs an Algorand, maybe interesting mining angle by sampling air quality. That just sounds horrible, man. That's just horrible. I'm sorry, man. That just sounds horrible. If the project is to sample air, no. Ever looked at Olympus DAO, decentralized reserve currency on Ethereum, just hit 1 billion market cap, 7,000 interest on staking. See right there, 7,000 interest on staking is a big red flag. It's probably the biggest red flag you could have. Okay? Whatever staking interest is that high, remember Iron Finance? Yeah, so based on what you just said, a big red flag. I would get out of that right away. Can you explain why you dislike Nano? They seem to have excellent tech for digital cash. I don't dislike them, but they're not going to be able to compete with CBDCs nor stablecoins. They're going to be regulated the hell out of. So that's the thing. All right, Evans. You can keep super chatting and shill me on that, but I'm not gonna look at it anymore. Why don't you ever add dot? You know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. Do you think NFT madness will come and V-Punks will pump? It's already pumped. V-Punks is like 10 times higher than when it started. So already pumped. You just have to be patient. You can't expect all NFT projects to shoot up like CryptoPunks. That's just not how it works. And every single day, there's more new collections coming out. So money has to spread, right? So you got to be patient. But there's not a lot of NFT projects on VeChain, so far as I know. It's V-Punks and VimWorld. I asked you about KDA yesterday. You don't like it. Can you elaborate? Because they're one of a million network protocols out there that is promising to be better than Ethereum, that could scale, that could do this and this and this, right? But a lot of them don't have any network traction. You got to watch it, right? Can it build up? If it can't, it's just going to stay low, right? There's a million projects like that. So the only thing impressive about KDA is it was created by guys who created JP Morgan chain. So I don't know if that's really impressive or not, but maybe. But yeah, you just got to wait for it to get traction. Because there's a million projects like that. I get asked, like a million projects that sound similar. What do you think about Polkadot to release a parachains? I think that could be huge for them. I think that could drive them up. What if George is actually Tom Lee? Hey, maybe. Or maybe Tom Lee is a George. Let's see. More bullish on Algo or Matic? Man, I was so bullish on Matic, and I still hold a lot. But I know they've been really stagnant, so it's kind of hard to like hold on to them while everything else is pumping. But their turn will come. But Algorand, also something I picked up recently, right? They do look like they have a lot of promise. I just say 50-50 on both of those. I like both of them. Harmony, yes. Harmony could go a lot higher. Chainlink, yes. They're blue chip, yes. Wall Street Rebel, good luck. I encourage everyone to start a YouTube channel if you have the determination, you have the time, and dedication. Go for it. But keep in mind, it's a long journey. It's a very, very long journey. Heard of Ergo? Yes, I have. I believe they have the best chance of coming out of the DEX. Right? They already have a beta DEX, but I think they have a good chance of announcing something on Cardano Summit or within that summit, like a full-fledged DEX or something. But they're also, not only they're in DeFi. So they have a DEX, there's more stuff coming, but they're also Oracle play. So I think Ergo has promise. What else did I miss? I think where do you see Chainlink at the top of this bull run? 200 possible? It's possible. It's possible. That's less than 10x. It's possible. Is it probable? I used to think so. I think now more the money is going into network protocols. So I think Chainlink is more like a 5x play at the end of the year. So that's more like 100, 120. 200 is possible, but it's probably unlikely. So, thoughts on C98? I don't know what C98 is. Is that a car? Is that a car or a project? I don't know what that is. My wife is heartbroken that she missed the dip on Cosmos. Think there's going to be another chance? There's always going to be another chance of another dip, right? I mean, dips come and go. Whales will do their whale game sometimes. You just don't know, right? So that's why you need to have money on the side to be prepared. So, you know, like for me, I hold about 20% in cash, right? So I'm able to buy the dip when I can. But, you know, that's important, right? Now, if you didn't have money on the side and you didn't buy the dip, that's okay. If you're holding on to the good project, keep holding. There's nothing wrong with just holding, right? But if you're able to take advantage, that's even better because then you bring your cost average down and then you can make more money that way. So, yeah. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Hey, let's see what happens with Bitcoin tomorrow leading into Friday. We only got 2 more days. Seems like this whale manipulation and Evergrande FUD and seems to have gone away, right? So now we're back in recovery mode. Altcoins are certainly back. You could tell it's moving on a big way. You know why? Because all the newbies, the ones that panic sold, guess what they're doing? They're FOMOing back in. Unfortunately, when they do that, they actually own less of what they had. But I know most of you guys watching me did not do that. You held strong, you stayed focused, and you set your sights on financial freedom and life-changing wealth. That is why you did not do that, and you continued to take advantage and buy when the opportunity presented itself, right? So congratulations for those of you guys, and make sure you smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, all right? Have a good night, guys.